chance, this is the moment you've waited for. You've been searching in the dark, your sweat soaking through the floor. And buried in your bones, there's an ache that you can't ignore. Taking your breath, stealing your mind, and all that was real is left behind. Don't fight it, it's coming for you, running at you. It's only this moment, don't care what can gather. Your fever dream, can't you see, getting closer. Just surrender, cause you feel the feeling taking over. It's fire, it's freedom, it's flooding open. It's a preacher in the pulpit and your blind devotion. There's something breaking at the brick of every wall, it's holding all that you know. So tell me, do you want to go where it's covered in all the colored lights, where the runaways are running the night? Impossible comes true, it's taking over you. We light it up, we won't come down, and the sun can't stop us now.
All right. Okay. All right, calm down, Spotify. Spotify. Heck. Calm down. Good gracious me. Trying to get sorted here. Still opening stuff. What do I do now? What happens now? Anyone know? What happens now? What do we do? This is my first time doing one of these. Anyone have any ideas? What are we supposed to do? Like take our pants off now or something? What's the game plan? We play HOTS, we play K-pop. I feel like both of those. Oops, I still have this stuff turned on. Let me turn that off. These should have been turned off, but I went to a different scene. There we go. Yeah, what are we gonna do with this stream? Implying they're still on. Well, I mean, I have shorts on. The same shorts I've had on all morning. Let me pause my preview of myself. Just pause that. Because that's weird looking at myself moving in the background. Okay. James and I had a equally awful ideas. We just watched the Old Soldier cinematic for an hour. Oh, we just watched the Old Soldier cinematic on repeat for an hour? Think so? Let me double check the Google document to see if anyone submitted anything. There's one. Or two. Oh. Wait, summary individual. What? Responses. I'm just gonna start with that one. There was one submitted question. Just one. Let me go over to my notes here. Why is it not? There we go. There we go. Any plans to do more silly shows? Oh gosh, WoW Trivial Pursuit. Wait, I want ambient music in the background. Hold on. Heck. Let me turn off random on my playlist. There we go. Silly shows. Well, we have Epic WoW Battles of History Season 2. And that's going to be tentatively for later this fall. It's like winter and fall. It's like fall or winter 2018. It also could be after BFA tier 1 rating. We just don't know. I have to figure out when to even do this in the first place. It keeps getting asked for Trivial Pursuit style shows, but we don't have any questions. We literally have 0 questions to ask. So the only way that a WoW Trivial Pursuit season, well, I guess it'd be season 2. Only way this could ever happen is to utilize a big community-wide question submission system? Question mark? Question mark? We have no question. There's no questions to ask anymore. All the ones we've done have been asked, so we don't have any questions. So I don't know if there's any other. Look, what other shows would you consider silly shows? I guess that's the question. Like what shows would be silly shows? What other shows would fall into that category? I know it's been asked a lot about a Square Table Chat Battle for Azeroth edition. That'd be like Preach, Ghost, Novel, Bellular, Taliesin, and Evitel. Those are definitely like the guests I would think of right off the bat. I mean, Alex and Laws, if they want to be interested. There's also like maybe Mad Season. Who else in the WoW sphere? I don't even know. I mean, I don't know what Tusky does nowadays. Not much YouTubing. The cooking competition? Cooking competition. Like cooking things. Is that, I don't know if that could be a show easily done. How do you do a cooking competition between multiple broadcasters all broadcasting or all having footage from them cooking? I don't know how that would work. Revisit the question about which class doesn't exist in World of Warcraft, since the correct answer used to be Demon Hunter. Oh, Danny could, sure. That could be a I'm writing down like potential guests. Writing down potential guests. Checking a DM real quick because I know I had talked to Danny about doing something like this before. Huh. I don't know who that is, Roderick. Do it at a convention? Oh, definitely brutal. Absolutely true. Now, I'm writing down guest potentials here. After patch 8.1. Okay. Possibly after 8.1. There's also a much lower latency on this stream, by the way. If you haven't. I missed the Bay at Night where Bay would play a game completely unrelated to the stream. Huh. Dalthier misses Bay at Night, huh? Well, Bay at Night was usually like, you know, Dark Souls, Darkest Dungeon. It'd be like Mass Effect. It was Shadows of Mordor. You know, it was those kind of games. I just kind of retired the idea of Bay at Night because it didn't really. I just streamed whatever I wanted to stream whenever I wanted to stream it. I feel like it didn't need like a schedule for it, but I mean, having a game format that was like that. I mean, it's Dark Souls, Mass Effect Andromeda, Dragon Age. etc. Or I mean, Shadows of War in this case. But that's not part of the silly shows thing. That's just, this is a separate topic here. Oops. My formatting is all broken. There we go. Okay. It was always a Friday. Yeah, it was always a Friday stream. The thing that's weird about it is that I don't know. I think I don't know what I think yet about that. I mean, we still have non-WoW game, but they're the same 2 or 3 games all the time. What do you mean? Well, I just brought back in Dark Souls 3. We're slowly working on that. Well, you know, that'll be a thing right now. I weaved in some Mass Effect Andromeda a while ago. Obviously, we have Darkest Dungeon and Destiny 2. So I guess, like, what, like, specifically, what sorts of games are you looking for? Like, what game suggestions do you have? Because the only issue I have, like, pulling the curtain back, right? Pulling the veil back to those that are out there listening to this, either on live or the VOD. I have a very difficult time right now figuring out what I want to do and what I want to create because of monetary reasons and what is worth my time. Because I was going to do some, like, rough napkin math here. Let me do the napkin math I was going to do before I started the stream, but I didn't get to it. What am I doing? Hang on a second. If I... So hold on. If I, is that how it works? Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Cause I was trying to figure out, like, how much, like, I would, I just, I can delete that. I don't need that footage. James think I should do more cinematic analysis type videos when we get new cinematics. Those are interesting as heck. The one thing I'm scared about, do we know if there's an item in BFA where you can replay the cinematics in game? I don't know if there's a way to replay them. I mean, they'll go up on YouTube via MMO Champion or something like that, right? But there's no, like, there's no memory cube yet, is there? Having 3 games at a time seems normal. I normally do only play around 3. I picked up Slay the Spire, Golden Sun. I mean, oh yeah, I still have Zelda. We still really haven't had any Zelda streams yet. Those stress me out, to be honest, right now. Zelda, obviously Mario Kart 8. And there's Mario Odyssey, but I don't really know if I'm going to play Mario Odyssey, honestly, so. To spend a night playing something new doesn't need to be finishing or anything. It'll be a BFA toy. Those Warbringers will come up through story again, no doubt. Probably. Probably. I don't know. The biggest thing, and this is what sucks, is like I've been having a lot of like monetary like discussions and things about this. Like I think after I do this first bit of art with Patron right now and whatnot. I still have to figure out, like, I just like, between ad revenue on YouTube being so bleh, the sucky part about it is, like, all of the income that moves the stream forward is all, you know, it's all Patreon and Twitch. It's all your guys' support, right? But, like, I don't really make any money, if that makes sense. I know it's like a joke and Mia's here and everyone's like, well, Mia just basically pays you to do whatever you want. I mean, like, the donation goal stuff is all in a savings account. Like, I don't touch it, right? That's for something later on down the line that I've sort of earned over by the time I go working for 5 years nonstop. So that's different, right? It's no different than anyone putting aside money from a regular job. It's just that my regular job is this. So it really sucks when people ask me to do certain things or want me to do other things. It stresses me out, because if I randomly play a one-off game for fun, or like a multiplayer stream, it does really make a lot of you happy, but it stagnates, if not hurts, growth on my channel, which I don't know. A lot of this is coming because the live shows don't exist right now. Z and I talked about this before, is that live shows not existing right now actually is hurting more than not, which is weird, because I wouldn't be able to actually do the live shows and all the BFA testing I just did. But even the BFA testing did a nice boost to YouTube. But at the same time, it was like 2 months of revenue that wasn't even what I used to get back in the day before the algorithm change. And some of the videos from Legion are still more watched than the BFA stuff. So that's to show you the algorithm change from 2 years ago. And I don't know what to do in that regard. Like, I kind of like jeered on stream today on the Destiny little chill stream this morning, that it's crazy to see other broadcasters that are in this realm, or that I've known about or have watched, that post their stats. And I mean, I guess what they do, or what, you know, what their communities want from them is really supported, because there are a couple of broadcasters out there that I know just sort of like randomly came onto the scene, and they have like 1,000 or 2,000 subs in like a year. And it kind of stings in a weird way. Like, it's their content, it's their thing. But when I see about that online, it's like, what are they doing that I'm not? Like, I literally have like backlogs and backlogs and backlogs of these live shows. The production quality I put into the live shows. The schedule I try to maintain, and the hours I put in every week. And it's just like, I made 72 videos, which coincided with 72-ish streams for how much coverage I did for Battle for Azeroth. And like almost all of that growth on Twitch is gone in like a month in the back end. So I just don't know what to do, because I can't change what I do. Hot take, Mario Odyssey is way better than Zelda. I mean, it might be better if you like that style of game. I just don't think I would like playing Odyssey as much as Zelda. My Legion cinematic stories are too time-consuming. Don't bother with it. What do you mean? Why am I too time-consuming? The Bay talks about? Those aren't that time-consuming. That's less than an hour of work. Those aren't really time-consuming. Those are like a one spit take. Those are like, there's no editing, there's no post. And those have been, a lot of people have really enjoyed those. I think if anything else, I need to keep doing those, because those are a different thing that I don't think anyone else is really doing in this realm. This realm? This vein? Oh, the Legion cinematic full edit, the story of Legion. I mean, that one's weird, because I slowly work on that here and there, where I go in and I record stuff and I save. But there is like 50 some odd cinematics to get all put together. And then I have to slowly stitch that all together and make it sort of seamless. So I want to do it, and I still am going to try to, but I mean, I don't really put a lot of time into it. Yeah. They're talking about the Bay at Night stuff, Delthier. Overreacting to things and eating bugs is what you're missing. Well, I mean, I have a manager, and Z doesn't really get paid even. That's the weird part, is Z has gotten paid in different things. Like, she's gotten free tickets and free hotels and stuff like that to other places that we've gone to so far through connections. But Z hasn't gotten, like, monetarily reimbursed, I should say. If anything, she still technically pays me because she is like a tier 3 sub and whatnot, right? So that's a little different. But I mean, having an editor to do like the weekly clip videos from Twitch to YouTube is definitely a thing that's hot right now. I have so many clips that could be taken and put together. There's a ton of old ones that are really funny, but I mentally don't have the patience to go back through and put all those together. And I can't pay an editor to sit there for hours on end and download, stitch, edit those together for me. Like, I want to pay an editor to do that. And I also feel dumb because I am an editor myself, so I want to do it myself, but we'll see. If we had someone else to do the YouTube side, that would make things easier. Kind of. The biggest draw was the live shows. I love the interviews. Well, I mean, Tyler, they're coming back with 36 shows. Somewhere close to 44 in total. But if we're doing 36 individual spec shows over the course of a year of BFA, plus, 3 world first shows, plus a square table, and plus probably a few catch-up shows toward the tail end, then, I mean, that's 44, 45 individual Sundays, on top of the fact that there'll be some Sundays off because of holidays or, the Christmas season next year or going to BlizzCon or whatever, or going to a convention here or there. I may even go to Gamescom next year again, depending on, I don't know. So, like, there'll be a year worth of Sunday shows starting in September, basically. So those are coming back. I don't worry about that. It's just that I can't juggle those when I did all my beta coverage. Right. Well, I mean, absolutely, Dalfair. That's because I am. Was the class previews that drew me here. I was just amazed at how much work and depth you put in. No, you're not. I mean, Mia, I've done plenty of cutting stuff off, though. Like, you have no idea all the different little things that Z and I start and then just say, it's not gonna work. There's plenty of that. I mean, other things right now we have working on. So, and I can go over here and show you some things, right? Let me show you some things that are currently in the works. So let me make this a little larger so you can see it. Let me make sure, it's gonna be weird if I do that. So let me make sure, I mean, I trust you guys, but just in case. So you're going to see this under a watermark. I have to do this just to be safe. So Fabelina, who just did like the BFA Azerite Days shirt, this came out, right? She has one more, and then she can't do any work for us for the rest of the year. So the next 2 shirts that are penned, because we have one shirt every season or one design every season, we're probably going to have either Tutron or a new artist make something. I think I want the next shirt or 2 to be a text-based something or other. We'll see. We have tons of ideas. So Fabelina just worked on this for the better part of in like 2 months at least. I mean, on and off. She has other things she juggles and works on or whatever, but she has another shirt coming up here soon. Oh, Phaedron's my only YouTube sponsor or whatever. That's funny. But so Fabe, this is her new design. So this is, I have so many tabs over for you guys to talk about stuff. So this will come out soon. So this is Manduin and Greymane. The best part is the Pupper Greymane. It's really, really good. This is back in her Little Final Bosses line. So this is her little chibi Little Final Bosses. It's when he, you know, makes the dome and a good boy sitting right here next to her. So this will be the next design that comes out. I have to pay Fabe for this at the beginning of the week. So that's not Greymane, that's Good Boy Greymane. Yeah, no, he's absolutely adorable. We actually may have a enamel pin of just the Good Boy. So this is going to be coming out, and we also have the coloring book version of this that might be released as well. And so now we have a Sylvanas shirt. Where I have like the Sylvanas shirt, right? So like if you go to the store, no thanks. It's in her Little Final Bosses line, right? So the Sylvanas shirt already exists, the little dark lady. We have to, hang on, I have to still get in contact with DBH because our filters tab is gone, unless they removed it. Whatever. Also, the hoodies are available. I keep opening this in the wrong tab. The hoodies are available for the Azurite. It looks really funky on this. It doesn't look like this on the hoodie. It's just totally ballsed up on this screen for some reason. I don't know. I don't know why it's like it's so broken. It looks like not placed properly. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, so we had the little dark lady, right? Because we already made a Sylvanas shirt back in the day. So now we're gonna have a an Anduin and Pupper Greymane, the good boy. So that's coming out soon. This is the fall design, I think. The fall design. So that's on the horizon. That is on the horizon, sure. I have to plug this one. So I should have launched it like this to begin with. So the Exorcist shirt that they did for Mythic Gul'dan, we re-released this just recently as just the design. Again, this one is too big on the shirt. We took off the text because this design is awesome. Like this overall design is so badass. So this also is launched. Yeah, it's about where it sits now, too. So we just did this one. TBH is loading so slow today. It's crazy. So that's out. So we have the Anduin Chibi coming. And then we have that done. And then let me go to the other page of this one first. Oh, yeah, there might be MDI shows, Tyler, as well. Yeah, in the BFA junket. That's totally for sure. Yeah. They have a style with the zipper, right? What, the hoodies are zipper or pullover, yes. They're toggleable, yes. Good Bane? Yeah. Ever thought about having Tutron do a boss collage for the current tier, like all the bosses displaying with some text? I don't know if there's enough. You mean like as a t-shirt? The thing is, like, I make apparel here and there are a few other designs that we have in the pipeline. At least Z wants to do each of the Battle Azurite Days squares as a one-off, so you could have a shirt with just Sylvanas or just Anduin, but I don't know if that'll do very well. The thing about, I like making apparel and I like doing that, But even if I plug the crap out of it, I don't have a wide enough spider web. The net that I cast isn't big enough. I'm lucky if I make $50 in a month off apparel. Lucky. Most times it's like 12 bucks a month. It's nothing. And I spend hundreds of dollars on these commissions. And I won't make that back for a year. So, like, it won't be a thing. Yeah. Well, we already have we have assets from the bosses, but I don't know if that works because he's not drawing them large enough for them to be made into. I don't think they're being drawn large enough to work. Art for apparel, Patron, is huge. It's like thousands of pixels by thousands of pixels. It's actually just massive, massive art because it needs the fidelity when it gets printed to not look like crap. Buy them as a poster. Yeah, I stopped selling posters because I didn't think they would actually do much. So other art stuff we can look at. We have these on the horizon. So Patron is making the boss art for the next cycle of first tier of BFA. So here's Cahoon. This is just a sketch, right? This is a sketch. But that's Cahoon. There is Mithrax. He actually tweeted some of these of the day, I think, or like 2 weeks ago or something like that. He's been working on these for a while. His deadline is like before launch, but the raid doesn't open for like 3 weeks after, so we have no time for edits. There's Vectis. It's kind of simple. It's just like a blood monster thing. And then we have Zool. Spoiler alert. There's a lot of detail in that armor. Holy crap. And then my favorite sketch he's made so far is Mother. Oh, sorry. One more. There's Vec or Zekvaz or whatever his name is. The giant Karaji battle tank thing. The ad boss, basically. And then Mother is right there. So, I mean, these are gonna be the boss arts for the thumbnails for YouTube, the heroic and the mythic, and we'll be adapting a new thumbnail. So we had a thumbnail style for Legion stuff, right? We had that thumbnail style. Let me bring it up again. My YouTube stats are so delayed. I don't know why they're so delayed. So like the style we had for Legion was like the purple and the blue with like the slight border and like the backdrop and what like that. So we're going to be sort of adapting it to what Whammo made for me for my testing. So it'll still be like the text will be the same, but we're not going to do the bordering and whatnot. We're just going to do the text the same way with the art on the right side. But we're just going to have a crescent like fade, kind of like what we have in the BFA like these. So we'll have like the boss here with the text like this, and then the crossfade for the background. The background will just be like the raid art, the Blizzard raid art, just as a faded background. So we're gonna move this forward because this is what Whammo and I put together for Battle for Azeroth. This style. So this style is going to go forward into the bosses then. So a little more minimalistic, a little cleaner style, and that's what we're going to do for the BFA bosses. What else did I have here? Yeah. Oh yeah, these. Okay. Is there any way you can use your curse affiliation to plug your apparel store? I was told that I can have it plugged, but like once a year. I was probably going to ask Chad about getting a MMO champion plug for my apparel store, but I have to be really set on what is available. So we might do a plug soon after BFA launches, or a plug with like the returning of the live show kind of a deal. I think that's what we'll do. So we're still working on that though, because I have to sort of like time it properly to get that exposure, if it even does much to move the channel forward in that regard. So yeah, but that'll be like a one-time thing. I wanted to talk to Chad about that and see if he could do anything more, because I don't really think, like, I've been on Curse for so long. I know I get some perks for it, but I don't really get any. I just don't know. I don't feel like I get much for being part of their MCN, but Curse is kind of hands off, I guess. But I was going to talk to him sometime soon and see. Because there's this whole big thing that's been coming up a lot lately with broadcasters and how much is your time worth? How much should you be getting paid? I don't really know if I should get paid that much from any sponsorship deals or whatever, because I don't have a big enough spider web. I mean, my first bounty stream, I tried to weave in, because the way that broadcasters have been doing bounty streams now, which are on the back end of Twitch, they're basically the sponsored streams where you can take the bounty, stream for the hour, you flag that part of your VOD so that they can watch the stats of it and check it, and then you get a payout based on your viewer percentage based on the criteria in the bounty. Broadcasters that can do bounties now, or what they're doing is they're streaming like their main game or thing that they're known for, and then transitioning to a bounty stream, and then transitioning back to their main game or whatever. So they're trying to make sure their numbers don't drop off substantially while doing that. Now, some broadcasters can do this without any problem, because their stats are ridiculous. But if I go from like a WoW stream of a few hundred to that division stream, the bounty I did, I only had a 38% revenue on the bounty. So wasn't that good. Because I don't have thousands of viewers that I can just curtail into whatever I'm doing. And I don't know how to gain that. There are some games in the bounty system I'm not going to play. There's some like really weird shit I'm not going to play on the bounty stream. I'm just not going to take the bounties. But if there are other ones that come up that are interesting to me, I'd like to do them. But they're going to net me what? Not a lot. So generally speaking, ask for more money until they say no. You're probably more valuable than you realize. I mean, I would assume in some way, but I don't really have a bunch of sponsorship deals jumping up left and right, because other YouTubers or broadcasters are way ahead of me on that game, and they get a lot more spiderweb to do so. That's why they get those opportunities. So, but anyway, other things that are being in the works right now. So that was Fabulina's stuff and some Patron sketches. So we started doing this with Legion, right? We had the Legion. It's on my Twitter handle right now, right? It's on my Twitch stream. It's the Final Boss medallion. And the medallion is Legion themed now, and obviously it'll be changing to a BFA theme. And we started out with some sketches a while ago. Sketches came up, and all three of these designs, we had some discussion about, well, you know, super simple to super involved, and if we're doing like the split idea. So we brought up these, and Tutron gave me these a while ago, and we have thusly iterated upon them. But now we have a base medallion. Let me make it a little bigger on the screen for you. We have the base medallion, which is the dark blue and the very silvery chrome, which is what the actual Legion logo looks like. So that is going to be just used somewhere. I'll go over that in a moment. But then we have two different splits. So we have two different versions of the same, just depending on how we want to put the blue and the red. So iconically in the game, it's Kalimdor left, Horde, Eastern Kingdoms right, Alliance. So it should be like this. I think the colors look better like this, though. But I think it looks very similar regardless. So this will be my new Twitter avatar and social media avatar and whatnot soon enough. This will be what I was on Facebook, and branding purposes, this is the BFA medallion. So this is the old model. He had to fix the red. So that's coming. Can we get one with Teldrassil burning in the background? Wait, can you get a what, Roderick? Can we get a what with Teldrassil burning? What? Or one of Destroyed Undercity? What was the piece that I was rambling about during that? Oh, a medallion. Well, the medallion is the medallion idea is that it's the original one that Francis made for me back in the day, right? I mean, it's this one that's sitting here on my desktop, right? It's this. It's the blue and the orange red with the Ragnaros face, because he's the first raid boss in World of Warcraft. Even though it's obviously a parody face, it's not just Ragnaros' face. So it's so bright. So I don't know, the medallions aren't ever themed any differently. They're the show or the branding medallion. So I don't know, Undercity or Teldrassil I don't know. Yeah, he's the first end of raid boss, like the first big bad boss, yeah. Yeah. So that's that stuff. All the other artwork he has is all archived. Yeah, this was the Legion medallion, right? This one. We had a few versions of it too. We had a few different versions of the Legion medallion for different branding reasons and stuff. Yeah. Uber was a raid, as was Scrollomance. Those were raidable dungeons. The first 40-man raid was Molten Core. Don't split hairs with me. Don't split hairs with me. They didn't have party size limits back in Vanilla WoW. You could take how many people you wanted to them. So, yeah, you could definitely raid those, but they weren't 40-man raids, to be specific. The other things that are on my previous notes from you guys were, yeah, we still have, these people have had declined pledges on my Patreon page for months, and I don't know why they're not fixed yet. Yeah, we still have the huge Designed by Humans page rework. Oh, I wrote down back in April, this is March about the Japan bar. That's funny. Oh yeah, Dalthier. So we have, if you haven't, I don't know if you looked the other day when we posted it. We do have a web designer that is working on the rebuild for the new website. I actually log into that real quick here to show you what's currently being worked on. It's very much rudimentary layout stuff. What's going to happen, I think, though, once this gets designed, if there's anything else that needs to be tweaked, then we'll definitely, we shall talk. But this is still, yeah, like the page doesn't fit properly or anything like that. It's got placeholder art, and it's got a whole bunch of placeholder things here. But so the front page, I'm trying to make a website that actually is more of a website. So we have a work in progress thing. One thing I think we need to think about, difficult to plan, doing community type shows like Panzer Nobel Preach type shows with other MMO creators. Well, I mean, that's something that I've been wanting to do for a very long time. That's something that's also on the horizon to be done. I don't think we'll have it done before September. I have to actually ask Z if that's something. Let me ask actually right now. What is the... Because I want to rebrand the show opening card, because the opening card stuff right now is obviously very, you know, WoW and game rating show, which isn't what my show is going to be about continuously. I mean, but I've poked people. I mean, I've been talking to Skill Up randomly for months. I would love to have a show with, like, you know, Bife, because he's like the novel of Destiny 2 or Destiny. I think it'd be really fun to bring on other YouTubers that I really enjoy somehow, even though a lot of them are way bigger than me. I don't know how to get in touch with them. So I don't know how I would do that. It'd be neat to interview people like Vadi Vidya for Dark Souls. And some of those shows that have like a one guest approach, it would really be beneficial if I had a co-host. I don't have a co-host for that, and that's still something that has been like a really long-standing potential to figure out a co-host. I just don't know about how to go about doing that properly. I don't know. Because on the spec guest shows, like me and 2 work really fine, right? Or myself and 3, that's okay. When it's World of Warcraft stuff alone, that's okay, but... Oh, okay, Mia, you'll co-host? Sure. Let me not forget where I'm going with this. So, again, this is all just complete placeholder right now. And this, obviously, this Illidan art isn't real. But website backend being updated is trying to make the page look more like a... This is obviously, I don't know why he picked this damn thumbnail. But, so more of an actual web page that looks like it has stats, and there'll be an FAQ here, and there'll be my streamer setup and stuff like that to make the page a lot cleaner. These are all placeholder. These aren't real, obviously. It should also be Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and... Or like Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook or something. I'm not going to put Instagram on here because I don't do Instagram anything. So, and then there'll be my Twitch page, YouTube page, Patreon. And then up here we'll have, you know, link to the stream, episodes that are going to be going to the different playlist directories for the live show. There'll also be the channel guide. So my channel guide, which let me grab, which has a ton of stuff on it. This needs to be integrated into my website. So I'm going to be expanding how many Discords I'm going to link to. Some of these need new links. I also want to have a place where I can, you know, still link the different artists I use, both for art and for music. And then, of course, this stuff can exist forever in a Google document. That's fine. But a lot of this stuff needs to be pulled over to an actual web page so that I can have a website. So instead of telling you to go to a Google document, I can just say, well, go to my website, go to finalboss.tv, boom. You know, just all my stuff could be right there. So this is a huge thing we're working on right now as well. I need to give some feedback on this, and I need to do some storyboards for the new show intro, which I haven't done yet. So that is being worked on now also. So that is a thing. This page is so bright and white, and my monitor brightness is at 1. Yeah, so those are all little things that are being worked on. So art, website. So yeah, Fabulina, Patron. Can't remember the gentleman's name that's actually working on the website because he's a contact for Resilience. But like, there's an untold amount of just stuff that happens all the time that I'm juggling on top of just trying to make sure I stream and make videos. So actually, I have to email Blizzard back about launch for BFA. Do that today. Yeah. There's something else in my notes. What was my notes? Let me see. Yeah, I see. I never, you know, cut the island gameplay chunks from packs and put those online. Because again, like, I don't have an editor. What else did I have here? I may have made discussion videos for Battle for Azeroth. Well, we have... Yeah, the GCD topic doesn't need to be talked about because the GCD topic was squelched. They didn't send a big deal. But yeah, the 3 pillars of DPS class and the 5... Well, 3 pillars and the 5 styles of damage in a WoW encounter or any World of Warcraft encounter. So it was like, what was this? This, yeah, and the 5 styles were single target, burst single target, AoE, burst AoE, and then cleave cross dot. Also, there was another video. What was I gonna make? It was gonna be the I needed to make a new... Hang on, let me pull this over to a different page so I know it's newer stuff. Get out of here. I wanted to make a video about... I need the new raid bots and Sim C add-on. How to... Or a guide to sim yourself. That needs to come out like as BFA launches, basically. That needs to be a real, like, get that going. Launch event coming? Well, my launch event's just gonna be 18-hour streams. I don't have any event stuff planned specifically yet. I mean, I don't even know if I'm gonna level with anyone from chat, which could be fine, but if I think about who I'd level with, it's like the same, like less than a dozen people that actually play WoW with me. So is this stuff coming up or was cut due to various reasons? What stuff coming up? Everything I just showed you is coming up. Like the website rework is being worked on right now. The medallion stuff, the stuff that Patron and Fabulina are working on, that's all coming up right now. Are you talking about the discussion videos? Oh, the videos. They're not cut. They're just sitting here. They've been in my notes for the past 4 months. They're part of my notes from the show, the BTS. Our last Patreon BTS was like 4 months ago. Because I did this and then I did all the BFA craziness, right? So... But yeah, this I can close. I've already moved this forward. Can move this down here as well. Okay. What did we have? Yeah, website. The Design by Humans rework. I don't know. That's going to be a big one. We have a new Design by Humans contact slash, point of contact or whatever. So that'll be fun to actually have someone to work with that responds and we can actually do things with, because our last one never responded to us and was terrible. So, let me see. Those are ideas to move forward. Oh yeah, I had a lot more redemptions to add. Holy crap. There are so many other redemptions I wanted to add to the redemptions bit on Twitch. Well, we also have the Molten Store. That's going to be something we want to have ready to go before or right after BFA launches. Molten Store integration into redemptions. The problem with Molten Store is that that's all money that I have to spend myself. Now, granted, I have a discount when I purchase things on my own DBH store. I'm basically buying at an incredibly reduced rate. So that's going to happen. But we need to put like a monthly budget because I can't all of a sudden have to spend like $1,000. So I also should put on here the website, which apparently can be ready to go with BFA, or even soon after. So more redemptions to add to Twitch. What do I had on here? I had, oh yeah, anime. Oh, get out of here. The anime here. We had beard stroke. What else did we have? Oh, asking for a joke. There's so many more that I haven't put in yet. So that 4 more. Okay. Oh, do you guys think of any more redemptions we could add to the Twitch stuff? It's a Sunday stream, right? Will there be Taronda concept art? Oh. So, I mean, yeah, I can just tell you guys here right now. The stream tomorrow that basically starts at 4 p.m. Eastern, like normal show time, will be the War Crimes behind the scenes stream. I actually have... Let me see. Where did I save all that stuff to? Yeah. I made a new folder and I pulled everything War Crimes that I had forward here. So, like, I have... Let me see. I've got... So on... So we have some breakdowns to go through, the teaser script, the intro timeline shots. We have a whole bunch of visual. Well, this is like the actual trailer we'll watch, of course. We have a ton of concept art from different artists to go through. Oh, these are all in thumbnail view, so I can't look through these right now. The biggest one, of course, being this folder right here. Of course, with all the logo art to go through. We also have audio bits that you may listen to. We have an intro mix down and all the stuff from the actual trailer to go over. So we'll sort of go through this. It might only take about an hour to go through everything, honestly. But yeah, we're going to go through all the stuff that I have here. Yeah, we're going to go through all the different concept art for the different characters that we had. We're going to go through... Yep. Some of the stuff has been seen before, but yeah, we'll go through all this stuff. The logo art gallery. Even some of like the early 3D modeling work that was done. Ideas for posters, like actual movie poster ideas we had that Fabelina was working on with us. There's going to be like huge printed posters, like the real deals. There's only a few ideas we had because we, you know, got behind on everything else we needed to work on. Well, that's website stuff. That's that. Those are his things. Wait. Yeah. So I have plenty of stuff to go over. That's tomorrow, though. But yeah, it'll be like an hour, maybe hour and a half to go over everything, to show everything off. So, yeah. K-pop song redemption. I don't know if I want to put that as an actual redemption. I could make it expensive, but then it's kind of like cheesy. Yeah. How about a raffle for apparel? Well, that was one thing that happened here, was like people wanted to, if they wanted to initiate a giveaway kind of a deal. But the thing is, so you'd have to, you spend your molten coins to initiate a raffled item, like sponsoring a giveaway. And then I give something away, and then what, do you just PayPal donate to me what it costs? Like, there's like a lot of like ins and ends for that one that I don't know if I want to really do. So a big thing that I've been trying to work on, and this is, you know, what's reflected on Patreon, well, to some degree. I mean, I'm behind on birthday cards because I suck. Is that I want to do things that intermingle with what I'm already doing without having to cause me to do more than I already have to do. Because there's already enough stuff that I am tackling at any given time that I can't make other things or things that are bumpy in the road for me. So, like for the monthly budget thing, a raffle for apparel, though. But out of the monthly budget, what do you? Well, the monthly budget is like a basically a cap that if I hit a certain amount per month, I will just turn off the Molten Store, because it's basically a first come first serve sort of monthly thing. So where it'll be turned on for a certain stream and turned off outside of every other broadcast, right? So it's only going to be on for certain times. Oh, raffle for a piece of apparel instead of straight up buying it. Oh, like a different option. Okay, I'll write that down. So the more you spend, the more likely you are to win. I don't know if there's any way I could track that with the Streamlabs stuff, but I don't know. I don't know if there's a way that I can control that really. So I don't know. Not sure. Not sure. Possibly. Were there any other discussion videos that... There were some other suggestions for discussion videos that came up a while ago, but I don't know if we wrote those down. I don't know if we had those sorted out or anything like that. Trying to see if I wrote them down in my other folder. I don't think I did. No. This is all old stuff, so move that. I mean, like, I can I can move this forward, but this is like a really low priority one. Very low priority. What else do we have here? These are old. That's old notes. I can close that. What did I write down here? Oh, this. Yeah, this. What I wanted to ask you guys is, what do you think I should call my... the note that I had here on the twice a month, the bi-weekly meter breakdown stuff. What are some sort of catchy titles that I could make for that discussion video? Because I don't know what I would want to name these. Or what I could name this series. It's going to be me going through the Warcraft log stuff every other week. Basically, every other week or so. Well, it would be... So what I have down here is probably coming out on Fridays, so that I can always get like new data sets every other week, right after resets and stuff like that, to see about a whole bunch of new data information. But pick apart the top performing specs across the board under a varying array of criteria. So look at like heroic and mythic rating. Look at the 50th percentile, the 90th percentile, the 99th percentile. Show the highly repped specs versus under repped specs. Discussion style video. And just sort of go through what many people don't do in the community and actually talk about. Because people be like, oh, well, Ret suddenly sucks now. But if you look at, like, the middle ground heroic, there might be less Ret parses. And the fight styles at hand may be, like, heavily AoE focused, so Ret falls off in that regard. So to put things in perspective, and then to show if like, people think Ret is bad, have some examples that I could pull up that show like boss damage on the fights that actually require lots of boss damage or priority add damage, and then see where those under-repped or shit specs fall, right? So I still have to, of course, dev all this stuff out. It's not going to start. These discussion videos won't happen until rating is a thing, which is not until September, and it won't happen until 2 weeks after rating starts, right? Which is the same thing with like the live show, because I'll give 2 weeks when rating starts to start having live shows back on, because the players that I want to interview will be rating, right? So, do you want it to be a cheesy spin on Bay, or just a good catchy title generally? Well, I mean, I have like the titling that I have, right? Like Bay talks with, Bay talks about, and Bay rants about. Like I've had those video titles before. Like we're doing, I'm branding stuff as Bay talks about for the cinematic analysis things. So the one thing I thought that I wrote down here was just Bay breaks down. But that also doesn't sound very good, because Bay breaks down could also sound like Bay breaks down. So it's not a really good titling. So, but, I'm not sure what to call this series, because it needs to be branded. Like, in a way, like what Mike does with The Daily Preach is good, but it's also kind of bad, because he actually titles the videos TDP, which means nothing for YouTube algorithms. He should name them The Daily Preach. Or at least Daily Preach, because that will then get search termed. Because if you just go to YouTube right now... Oops. Like if I go to YouTube right now and just search TDP, I'm probably gonna get nothing. Yeah, I'm getting... government videos from some other country. Yeah, TDP is something that doesn't work properly in the search engine, so it actually does nothing for him. But if he named it The Daily Preach, yeah, if you actually type in The Daily Preach, you will then get some of Mike's videos. Yeah, so, like, that's why I wish you would actually name them The Daily Preach. That's how YouTube works now. You know? Keeping log miscommunication or misconceptions at bay. That's a huge title. The KLMP was the first thing that came to mind. I think working with the Bay something style. Bay mansplains. Yeah, I'm sure that'll go well on YouTube. It is massive. Yeah, unlike my dick. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it should be called. I'm not sure. So I don't like the Bay Breaks Down one. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna put this as like a highlighted thing, so I don't know what to call it. I don't know. Baseplanations? That'll die in the YouTube algorithm for sure. That's a made-up word. Oh, all this stuff's in the wrong font. Hello? Font? Give me some Calibri going on here. Thank you. Good gracious me. Yeah, I don't know. I did write down BaySMR, and in a weird way, I kind of want to make BayMA actually a YouTube series where I could like just ask on Twitter, I guess. I'll just as like a Twitter integration, or it could be Discord. Almost in the way that like Josh did the Weekly Marmot back in the day when people submitted questions to him and he just like picked like 5 or 6 good ones and then made a video about them. That could be okay. Because I want the meter, like the meter dive videos that are twice a month, like 2 Fridays a month, like second and fourth Friday or whatever. They are those Fridays or whatever day I put them out. And then I want something else the other weeks, so that there would be the live show that goes up on Monday, and then the side content video on Friday on YouTube, right? So you go into the weekend with a YouTube video and you come out of the weekend with the live show if you didn't watch it on Sunday. That's like the plan for YouTube stuff. So I don't know. For somebody, you can call it Bay's Log and title each new episode with the day number, like Bay's Log day 27, based on the days the explanations have been out. That's kind of cute. That's kind of a Star Trek right there, though. Because obviously it's like Captain's Log, Stardate, 68597.942. Commander Riker touched my butt today. You know, like that's what you know, the Bay's Log day, blah blah blah. That's what that kind of feels like. Right. Bay's Log is pretty cute though. That is rather adorable. If I had to go with something along those lines, that could be workable. Could definitely be workable in some regard. The thing is, though, I open my videos with hello, internet friends. My name is Bay, comma, welcome to my log. Unless I opened those videos differently, but there's also like a brainwashing branding you have to come down to, that you want to introduce your video with like the same thing every time, or roughly the same thing every time. So I don't know. I don't know if I would want to re-intro those. Welcome to my log. Yeah. My Warcraft logs, to be precise. But they're not my logs, right? Because we're looking at, like, the huge iterations upon thousands of things that are being put on Warcraft logs. So I do need to talk to Kira if I'm going to make a video series like this. Talk to him about, let me actually write that down right here and I'll highlight it. Talk to Kira about anything that I should or shouldn't include in this series. Then get his personal thoughts on what is best to cover versus not best. Yeah, I can definitely hit Kira up and ask him. That's a really dark color to highlight with. Good job, me. I mean, in my Raid Bots and SimC guide, Sim Yourself, I need to finally talk to Serial. Also have a live show about this stuff? Question mark. Bayes log, day 27. YouTube emotes are pretty awful. Yeah, they're pretty bad. YouTube emotes are pretty bad. Mostly terrible. Yeah. Okay. That'd be an interesting way to do it, though, because always dating the video for this style of stuff with something very easy to understand to make sure it keeps the video understood, that it moves forward, and to not look at older videos. That could be a thing. Yeah, I don't know. There's potentials here. I'm just not sure what the best option would be. I was writing down, like, if I intro the videos with, like, Bayes log, day XYZ since patch ABC, it keeps it dated to time since the most recent patch has dropped. So then each time there's a new patch cycle, right, when we're in 8.1, 8.15, 8.2, 8.25, that helps keep the videos dated. in a very linear fashion. Only 2 of these come out a month, right? And I basically, there's not a lot of prep I have to do for them because I'm only going to prep the video before I record the video because I want as up to date information as possible. And of course, I'll pick up on little things here and there that I can write down in my notes, like if we're doing progression on certain bosses for a certain week, and all of a sudden X spec is just totally busted or whatever, or has something that no one else can do. Bringing up those key things is really important. Also, these videos have to be less than 15 minutes. Less than 15 minutes long, period. No exceptions, you fuckboy. Okay. Like, that has to be a thing. These videos need to be shorter. Like 12 to 15 minutes. They need to almost feel like newsy videos where you could put it on, like what I do with Houndish videos or whatever. Which Houndish is absolutely destroying the YouTube algorithm right now. He is killing it. If we found Houndish when he was at like my level of YouTube subs and he's at like 240,000 now, he is destroying it right now. He is kicking so much ass, even though he still has really bad sponsors. Into the AM is fine. Into the AM is like another version of DBH. That's fine. But he still plugs GamerLink. I hope they give him some good internet paper, because trying to plug GamerLink in the realm where Discord exists, I don't know, man. I feel kind of bad. Whenever he plugs GamerLink in his video, I'm just like, ugh. Maybe he gets good money from it, though, so you know, who am I to judge? I spelled digestible wrong. I did. There's an I there. Okay. Yeah, of course you can always just poke me in Discord about this kind of stuff. That's not a big deal. Was there anything else that you guys had questions about? I'm basically through all of my list of stuff. I have like 3 pages of lists that I've made. It's like 2.5 pages of things. Was there anything else that you would like to bring up while you have me sitting right here before I... It's 4:30. I have to leave to go to Medieval Times at about 6:45. I'll hit the road. Be there about 7:30. They're meeting me there for 8, but it's like 30 to 40 minutes away because of traffic. Yeah. I want to get there. I'll walk around the old, you know, the medieval outside place if it's still open. Walk around their little medieval village or whatever, just hang out, get raped, you know, normal things. For me, anyway. Totally normal. I mean, you have any questions, thoughts, concerns? I was talking about on stream, do you have any... I mean, Dalthier kind of brought it up earlier, like, what you want to see more or less of on the stream? I mean, I'll take that and I'll put it into my notes, but I mean, once BFA launches, it's basically BFA nonstop with maybe some, you know, Darkest Dungeon or something on the Friday, Saturday. But I have to kind of keep the stream stuff rather locked down, because once I start integrating the live show again, that takes like a constant extra step during each week. And Z and I want to make sure we have live shows planned almost like 3 to 4 weeks in advance, so that if we have to change something around, we have more adjusting time than a week. So, especially when we're doing this new show where every single spec gets their own show, we need to also find guests. And on certain shows, like for Rogue, Warlock, Warrior, you know, Hunter, whatever, there may be a guest that returns each show, but there needs to be at least 1 to 2 other guests that come back. So, if we do all 3 Hunter shows over the course of a year and all 3 have Azertharian on them, it shouldn't be just Azertharian and X. It should be him and someone else and someone else and someone else, right? So it gets a little bit different in that regard. But there are a certain number of guests that will be very hard to not have on the show. So, but we want to kind of make like a shorthand list of all the possible guest potentials, which I probably should put down here as well, because that's going to be a big one. So, Battle for Azeroth live show season. Need to curate a list of all potential guests from all classes and specs. Whoops. Figure out ahead of time roughly 2 to 4 weeks for show schedule. Have nearly a month of shows in the pipeline at a time. I need to update and update the show notes skeleton. Update the show information page for guests. If you didn't hear yet, also, like, every single spec gets their own show. I basically don't want to have, like, any guide crap at all anymore. I just want to talk about the specs. There may be certain points that come up that are, like, based on an Azerite trait or based on a talent or based on whatever that will be a talking point. But, I also want the shows to be 90 minutes, like right around 90 minutes. Like going a little over is fine. Maybe even going a little under is even better. But I want to get in, discuss the specs, talk about Mythic Plus, talk about raid performance, talk maybe about PvP if the guests know anything about it. Just talk about overall performance, feel, GCD, or whatever. I just talk about things and situations and what it feels like to play these specs now. And not have like the whole, like, because Legion had to have like the relic BIS, legendary, artifact madness, you know, talent setups. All this stuff can be found in guides. I just wanted to like just talk about the specs, have situations that we can bring up, that we can, you know, how is your opener? What do you do in AoE? You know, how is your not getting gibbed by this boss's ability kind of thing? Like, we can bring up the situations and scenarios and just discuss them. And that's the big new change. So, that's the big new change that I definitely want to work on. I gotta send these notes to Z so that you can get back to me on certain things. But yeah, it's an hour and a half of me and you and me. So no questions or nothing. You guys are kind of sitting there listening to me in the background, I bet, just farting around. What the hell? Look over at Discord. Memes. Well, not your channel, in my guild's chat. Ridiculous. That's all I have, I think. I showed off all the new art on the horizon. New website stuff on the horizon. Website, medallion, boss art, thumbnail design, Fabelina shirt, other Teutron design, possibility for other Fabelina stuff with the pins. We might be making like full, like really nice enamel pins, but those would be like things for giveaways or things for finding me in real life. That'll be like really limited edition. I'm only going to have them for certain periods of time or whatever. And can't remember. Snaps with deep V-necks. It's weird. But I think that's it. I mean, I've got like 3 pages after I reformatted stuff right now. It's like 3 pages of stuff that I can I have to go back over and figure out. One of the things I was talking to Z about a while ago was that I feel like I want to sort of lock down outside of the launch of BFA, because it's going to be nuts. Outside of the launch of BFA, I want to almost like stream a little less, but work a little more. So instead of doing like the random 10 to 12 hour stream on a random night after we get out of the BFA swing and after we get out of the Forsaken Destiny 2 launch swing, right, is really only do like 6 to 8 hour broadcasts, but then have time to make sure I can make the, you know, one extra video a week on YouTube, or to keep working towards planning other types of shows, or obviously still keeping the show roster moving forward up to 3 to 4 weeks ahead of time. So, I mean, I mentioned before, right, that Epic WoW Battles of History Season 2 is fall winter this, and that's going to be, so Horde is Brutal versus Alliance, which is me. And then it's going to be co-casted by T&E, if you didn't hear this already. Don't say anything if it's not been said openly outside of that, but I talked to Taliesin at PreachCon, and we've talked before in actual email correspondence, and they're both totally on board with co-casting Epic WoW Battle of History Season 2. So, and our computers are so much better, and they'll be able to watch our footage in like almost real time now. So that'll be awesome. They'll just be in a Discord call, and we'll just screen share. So we'll be streaming to our XSplit and our OBS, but they'll be screen shared into our Discord call, or we'll figure out some way to make sure it's working. Brutal and I can also just play with the low latency mode on, and it's like a 3-second delay or something like that when it goes from us to Twitch. So it's, the technology has come so far forward for this kind of a thing. But yeah, T&E are going to co-cast it. We just have to make sure we can figure it out, because it's going to be 2 to 3 different events, and we have to lock down how long they'll be, when they start, when they end, when they have to be available, so we all know it's like a real event we have to plan again, and we can't deviate from that. We can't, you know, we have to lock this in, kind of a deal. So yeah, so that'll be a lot of fun. But, and you guys can do with us, right? So, oh, I didn't go over the whole medallion thing. I was going to go over that. I'm looking at my notes and I remembered. The $50 and $100 tier on Patreon. Well, no. The $50 tier now, assistant producers, right? Which goes forward. And the $100 tier, to make sure it's worth it, right? So all those $100 patron pledges are going to be able to request either their WoW avatar or something, or their real face made into a Tutron. Like Mia already has one, because I was going to make some for like outstanding, long-standing viewers or whatever the community, and that we still have like a round of that to come in the future. But you'll be able to get a customized one of those, so it can be your WoW character, or, you know, whatever you want. Then there's also going to be the return of the crew shirt, and it'll be available for anyone, but it will only have one medallion style, and it will say crew on the back. It also has to be a black shirt. But the assistant producers will be able to customize their crew shirt, be able to pick from any of the 5 medallions we have for the show. So the classic one, the epic, the Legion, or the red and blue BFA, or the silver BFA on the front. And then you can make it say crew, or like your name, or your character name, or whatever, your screen name on the back. And those will be customizable. And that'll be something we'll work on later this fall when we actually have all that worked out. These are both one-time redemptions, so I have to get in touch with older assistant producers, now executives, and talk to them to get their info from that, because I want to make sure that rolls forward and backwards. So that's coming soon too. Yeah. There's so many things I forget all the time what we're doing, but I'm gonna go get these notes to Z. I'll talk to her a little bit. I'm gonna go probably hang out, play some Destiny for a little bit before I go do dinner, and then, well, I'm gonna have a snack before I head out, because going to Medieval Times is dinner and a show, but that's like an hour into the show in the first place, and that's like many hours from now, so. But that's it for me. Of course, I'm going to get this up on YouTube. It'll be unlisted, but of course for patrons that can watch this, but I want to keep it around 90 minutes so it's not super crazy long. All right, that's it for me. Hit me up in Discord if you have any questions. I'm going to go fart around for a little bit. But thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, of course, for the support that you've been giving me for all this time. And new or old in that regard. The Patreon right now, the amount that it earns is more or less like me staying in this house. Because I'm in a house, right? This is the house I've been renting for a long time. But rent just went up $60. Yay. So, but my Patreon went down a lot. We did have a big spike when BFA stuff started earlier this year, and then it kind of crashed. That's why we wanted to re-configure certain parts of it to smooth out certain little bits and pieces here, because I really don't... The huge $50 or $100 pledges a month are crazy, but like honestly, I just want a whole bunch of $2 and $5, like, because that just adds up and adds up and adds up and adds up, and that's where crowdfunding works, and that's where I get to do more of what I want to do. Like, I just got a YouTube comment the other day asking about war crimes, which we'll talk about more on war crimes tomorrow, but like war crimes is gonna be like $30,000 to make. It's like price of a car. Not an economic car, but the amount of art and actual voice acting to pay for and modeling work, it's a small budget film. And 30,000 is lowballing it. Lowballing it. It probably should be double that. Because whatever you think your production budget is for a short film or a low production film, you should probably want to double it or 1.5 it, because you never know what's going to happen along the way. So, more on that later. I want to stop rambling. And I'll see y'all very soon. Oh, that's that right button right there. Couldn't remember what button it was.